right, everybody, Ernest White II here, coming to you direct from EarthX 2025 in Dallas, Texas, with the Conscious Capital Foundation. Of course, we are continuing to catalyze stories which catalyze change. And it's been a long one, but it's been an exciting one, and I am happy to be here with Mr. Nathan Dunaville. Thank you so much for coming to talk with us today.
Thank you.
All right. So, Nathan, please tell me, as a human being, what is your purpose? Why are you here on this planet?
Well, that's pretty heavy, huh?
It is. But it doesn't have to be.
For 2/3 of my life, I did not know.
Okay.
And then, since you're bringing up the word purpose, I literally, this is not a cliche answer, I read a book called The Purpose-Driven Life by Rick Warren. And I started to realize that there's a very phenomenal way to live, and it's if you can figure out a way to actually live for others aside from yourself.
Yes.
And so in my 30s, I realized that I had been spending most of my life living for myself, and I thought, wow, this is going to be a crazy challenge if I can actually live the rest of my life for others and not for myself.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a turning point in my life.
And so what then did you shift from and into at that point? Living from yourself into living for yourself into living for others. What were you doing living for yourself?
I spent less time doing laundry.
Okay. Okay. And what then did you start?
There was a lot of transitions.
Okay, sure.
Sorry, I had a little goofy sense of humor.
No problem, man. We love it all.
But I got out calculators and I calculated the minutes that we have in a week, and it's 10,080.
Okay.
And I realized that I was probably spending 4,000 or 5,000 minutes a week doing stuff for myself.
Sure.
Sleeping, showering, what have you.
Self-care.
So that was literally my first transition in life.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And what were some of these then endeavors that you began to engage with for others? What were some of the things that you started doing for others?
Yeah. So I started a nonprofit organization called Finding Purpose.
Okay.
And initially it was geared towards homeless. And so a lot of organizations, of course, feed the homeless, which is what they need. And we did that as well.
Sure.
But we also transcribed an entire curriculum for homeless people to go through.
Okay.
Yeah. And some of them didn't even know how to read that well.
Okay, so it was an educational curriculum.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did it give them...
We hired teachers as a whole phenomenal thing. And I personally was able to witness, some of these homeless transitioning from sheer homelessness, sleeping bag in the park, to living in an apartment and being able to buy a car, and the whole transition out of homelessness.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And this would have been in Southern California, or where geographically?
No, this was in Hawaii.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so
there are still homeless in that beautiful state, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I would imagine, with the weather being comparatively mild vis-a-vis other parts of the country, it would be sort of a destination where you might feel like you could fend for yourself a bit more than in Chicago, say.
They say that people just buy one-way tickets to live homeless in that state, believe it or not.
Oh, amazing.
So,
what would be a very specific story that you might share with us from that experience that kind of touched you or changed you?
Oh God, man, I'm about to tear up here. A woman with single mom with 5 children, homeless, and all the kids homeless, and we did our A to Z course with her, and she did it with her 5 kids, and I don't know how much time you want, but you know what I mean. There was the whole transitioning process. You know what I'm saying? And so, my father always said, don't just give them a fish. Teach them how to fish.
Sure.
And so, Yeah, I'll never forget, the first day when I went to Walmart with her and bought her a tent, and that was the start. And so her and her 5 kids were now staying in a tent, and it was just an entire transition, and it was about a year and a half transition for her, and we helped her get a job, and sorry, I don't know how to cry, but yeah. So that was a special moment. That was a special moment for me. Yeah.
Well, that's beautiful, Nathan, and thank you so much for uplifting her children, and our world. I'm a believer that the ocean is made up of drops, right? And we're each one drop, so it does require each one of us to do these kinds of things, and that won't be forgotten by her or her children, I believe.
Yeah.
And so this had an academic component as well as a life skills component to the education that was offered.
Yeah.
What then, after that initial kind of experience in working with the unhoused in Hawaii, did you move into in expanding the kinds of efforts that you do for others?
Well, gosh, Ernest, you're really putting me on the spot, aren't you?
You know what?
Not to get political or anything like that,
okay.
But I'm an 80s kid, so I mean, my father was very strict. We were not allowed to watch TV.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember in 1988, that was my first time to watch TV, and we watched the Oprah Winfrey Show.
Okay.
And I thought she was amazing. And so she was a big inspiration in my life. And so I think what happened and what is happening, it's not just all past tense, it's real time now, is I realized that what I would like to do and what I need to do to give back to humanity is basically have more resources to build housing and build buildings for the unhoused, or just so many people. And it's not just the lowest level. There's so many people on food stamps and all sorts of different things.
Yes.
And again, going back to the fish philosophy, unfortunately, I mean, you can compare one country to another, but I think countries need to be careful about too many handouts. Because then that's what we live off of. And so that's a whole nother story personally that I went through about myself. But so basically, Ernest, so what happened is, so me and my team started getting more into business. And I was looking at, and not just Oprah, but so many others like that, you know what I mean? They spend millions of dollars building buildings, setting up orphanages. And so, I mean, that takes a lot of money. That can't be done for free.
Yes.
And so that was part of the transition, to answer part of your question, but maybe you can elaborate.
Well, I want you to talk about some of the initiatives that you're excited about right now, like what you're up to right now in this kind of creation, this space of creation to help others. What are you excited about?
Wow. Well, again, technically we're still in the transition phase.
Okay.
Yeah. Because what happened was I took a step back and I realized that I didn't want to just keep passing out the books and the bowls of soup.
The philanthropic work.
Yes. Yeah. And we still have 2 teams of people doing that on the island of Oahu.
Okay.
So it's actually still happening right now. But personally, I'm more involved with business.
Okay.
Yes.
So tell us a little more about that, the business side.
So I met this inventor in 2006 that was able to re-engineer the dome home.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever heard of the dome home. Yeah, they've been around.
It sounds poetic.
Yeah, dome homes. Buckminster Fuller and
Okay.
I mean, and so you got Frank Lloyd Wright and some of the great architects of the 1940s, 50s. So that transitioned into my uncle, who I grew up watching build dome homes. Yeah, and so I cut my teeth with that, and so he hired me as a teenager, and so I got to start building dome homes. And these are phenomenal homes, these are bulletproof, fire-resistant homes.
Are these geodesic domes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Not a bubble dome.
well, there's different types.
Okay.
Yeah, and we built them all, believe it or not.
Amazing.
Yeah.
What would the
So,
some of the common materials be for these types of domes?
They would be foam.
Wow.
Yeah, they would be foam. That's the architectural design, foam. And then we spray gunite and maybe a 4-inch concrete coating on there.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean the foam doesn't have any strength, of course.
Sure.
Yeah,
So you
but that
reinforce
just,
it with the concrete.
that just shapes your house.
Okay.
Yeah. So you could blow a rubber balloon, spray the foam on top of that, and then the shape is there.
Okay.
And you would cut out all the windows in the foam and cut out your doors and all of that. And then once all of that is done, then you would start pouring gunite and concrete onto it to harden it.
Sure.
Harden your shell. Yeah.
Would this be something ideal for any type of geographic area, weather, climate, etc.?
It is ideal.
Okay.
Yeah, it is ideal. Some of the ones that we built in Florida, when Hurricane Andrew went through,
Flew right over it.
yeah, the local hill, the whole place was flattened, and when the local TV helicopters flew over, they pointed and said, "What are those white things sticking out?" And they were perfectly fine.
Sure, undamaged or
Undamaged.
minimally damaged.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So then you were building dome homes, and how that's what you're still doing now?
No.
Okay.
No. I had a serious injury.
Oh,
And so it took me out of the builder's world.
okay.
And I got into some other businesses, and I always felt like, wow, how come these dome homes aren't taking off, you know? And so I realized, and I mean, I know you guys are into marketing as well, but
Yes.
you know, marketing is a very nuanced world.
Sure.
And so, are you kind of an 80s guy or more of a 90s guy?
Well, I was born in 77, so I'd
Okay.
like to think I'm an 80s guy.
So you can remember the 80s,
Yes, I
good
do.
enough. You know what I mean, Ernest? So, I mean, think about this. In the early 80s, there was no such thing as a billionaire.
Mm,
Can you imagine that?
yes.
Even Warren Buffett had not made it
Sure.
to that level of wealth. Bill Gates was not there. Nobody was.
Sure.
So we're just living in a whole different society right now. And so I would like to say that the reason the dome homes didn't take off in that era was mostly because they didn't have a Mark Zuckerberg or a Travis Kalanick
To back them.
who went in the bedroom and listened to these guys saying, "Hey, we can put a Visa card on this phone, and then we don't have to pay cash when we hail a taxi."
Sure.
So he went home that night and drank coffee and stayed up all night and built the Uber app.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, this is unheard of in just our generation, even
Sure.
though we're not that old.
We're not. But we're
So,
seeing such
to digress
great
a
change.
little bit,
Yes.
5 short years later, Travis's little business, Uber, was bigger than United Airlines.
Okay. So
And
the
they're
times we're
billionaires.
living in, the ability to scale is that much stronger, much faster.
Yeah. And most people have no idea really what $1 billion is,
Right.
or what you can do with
Sure,
that.
sure.
And unfortunately, and you probably feel the same, I think a lot of the people that have that in their briefcase haven't used it appropriately at all.
Or at least I feel like they may not. I don't want to be judging how people use their money. However, I'd like to think that they'd identify some of the challenges that could be fixed with a little more resource allocation.
Yeah.
And they haven't done that. And they would benefit from it as well.
$80,000 a month, I would pay you for 1,000 years just for you to earn your first billion.
Wow.
So, getting back to dome homes.
What a segue.
It didn't take off because no one was able to sign off.
Okay.
Richard Branson didn't say, okay, let's put Virgin on all the domes.
Sure.
So I feel like that technology would have taken off had somebody just signed off on it.
Okay.
Thankfully, I was blessed to be in the right place at the right time in 2006 to meet another inventor that, like I was saying, could re-engineer the dome and build it any shape, size you want.
Okay.
And so, so that's what we've been doing. And we just recently got our patents for a new fireproof coating. And so, in fact, the irony is this all came together in 2023, and about 5 months later, after that, the city of Lahaina burned to the ground, and 90% of that city was destroyed by fire. And the fire department declared that there was a fire that had hit the city at 3:31 p.m. in the afternoon. And at 3:52 p.m., they stamped that the entire city was on fire. So in 20 minutes, the whole city of Lahaina was on fire. Yeah, that's how fast. And so I believe that our technology will prevent that from ever happening again wherever these homes are built. And I know that's a big statement, but it's been engineer tested and verified. And she's not on camera, but I have one of my amazing engineers here today, Griselda. And so we're going to be building manufacturing plants all across this country to start out with. And these plants quite literally build homes in a 25,000 square foot modular warehouse. And so this is the direction we're going. And we're very, very excited about it. And I could share a lot more, but I'm not sure what you want to learn.
No,
I'm ready to build you a house.
Listen, I'm excited about having a house that would be not only resistant to disaster, or many of them anyway, but also that would be, ecologically sound, even in its own output, right? And waste, et cetera, et cetera. In this regard, would you be able to speak to the market price of this kind of a home at this time? Is it affordable?
Oh, the market price? Sure, absolutely. I mean, because of modified building and because of, now you have prefab building and there's so many different types. The pricing has come way down.
Okay.
And so, we're living in a new phenomenal world.
Yes.
And since it seems like, you folks are really philanthropic. I mean, the reality is probably the elder generation has some nervousness about going on their phone and
ordering a house.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yes,
ordering a house with the click of a button.
Sure.
But that time is actually here. And so we're living in it right now.
Yes.
I think, a lot of those homes are great. What sets ours apart is basically our patented material and our coating. And so we're a much stronger built home. And it like I was saying earlier, it's fire resistant. It's been tested at 250 mile per hour winds, which is equivalent to a Category 5 hurricane.
Yes.
It's termite proof, rust proof, mildew proof, mold proof. So it really has all the benefits that most homeowners would really want. And so it's a huge thing. And by the way, this technology wasn't just invented last year.
Sure.
It's been around. The game-changing difference is now, because of basically science and the chemistry, we've been able to mass produce it. And so we can get the cost of the house way down.
Okay.
Yes.
Now this would be for new builds.
Brand new homes.
What about someone who wants to modify an existing structure? How would that happen? Let's say
they can do that as well.
Okay.
They can do that as well. Yes, they could. There's a porous coating called flesh coating, and that could be sprayed onto their wall. They could build what's called a safe room on the extension of their house.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things that can be done. They could build a second story with this material.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, there's quite a remarkable number of different ways you can use the application. Right now, primarily, we're just building brand new homes because the market, even in the tiny state of Hawaii, that only has 1.4 million people living there, they're like 40,000 homes short. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is an opportunity to alleviate the housing shortage as well.
Yes.
As we wrap up,
Yeah.
first, I would like you to look directly to the camera and
Good.
tell us how we can find out more and get in touch with you.
Okay, great. To learn more, you can go onto our website, which is www.zenithhomesystems.com. We also have mauiproofhomes.com. Those are our main websites. You can go on LinkedIn, Zenith Home Systems, and you can find us on social media.
Okay.
So it's Zenith Home Systems, yeah.
Excellent. Thank you. You all got that. What, also to camera, what would be the one thing you would ask our viewers to provide if they could?
Well, I would say to keep an open mind with new technologies, and keep your ears to the ground, and be willing to expand your horizons to new technologies, including ours. I'm not sure what you would like me to ask them specifically, the whole wide world.
Is there a need that you have?
Oh, is there a need that we have?
Yes.
Well, right now, on a technical financial side, we are raising micro capital for not necessarily to build homes, because our developers are paying to have the homes built. But because of our new modified manufacturing plants, we're going to be raising capital for each manufacturing plant individually. And just up until this past decade, these were $8 to $9 million to build, and now we have it set up for a little bit less than $3 million, which is the price of a house in Hawaii. To buy a nice house, somebody can own an entire manufacturing plant.
That's right.
Like the Willy Wonka chocolate factory. Instead of spitting out candy bars, it's spitting out
dome homes.
Not just dome homes.
In all the shapes and sizes.
Any kind of home you want.
All right.
Yes. So that's happening right now, and we're excited to put one in Colorado, and then we have one going up in Hawaii, and looking to put one right here in Texas as well.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if somebody wants to be a part of that, this is full ownership of your own manufacturing plant, spitting out homes every week for the rest of your life. So I would say that's a cash cow. And if those folks don't want to know what to do with the cash, they can call us, and we'll work directly with our homeless organization.
Sure.
And we'll start building those homes for those homeless.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Nathan. It was an honor, privilege, and pleasure. And I'm looking forward to seeing some of these homes out there in the world more and more and more. Thank you so much.
Thank you.